they were totally chill. These two. He just said that you were funny.
She was a character, that's for sure.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time and you came back with lots of nice memories. And you didn't die. I'm so glad you didn't die.
Nope. Didn't have diarrhea.
Oh, my
goodness.
goodness.
It's always a good time when you don't have diarrhea.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also, I just wanted to like also make it a point, Mexico aside, everything, that this guy David was one of like, and of course Liz and Joseph, but like these are like the few people that like really kept it cool during my time when like my lowest moments and everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like really thankful. I mean, it's not Thanksgiving special, but I just want to be.
We can make it a Thanksgiving special.
Just be thankful for these people right here because they're there. Like, I mean, for those of you guys, this is your first time listening in. Like, I was diagnosed with bipolar like 10 years ago, a bipolar disorder, and I definitely had my share of manic episodes and like crazy moments. And these people were there for it, and at the end of the day, they're still my friends, at least, and they're just still here.
She's funny.
They still made it. But I did some crazy shit.
I think it's funny because with these, of course, I'm concerned. I'm just like, I don't know how to react because it was my first time. They were totally chill, these two. He just said that you were funny.
She was a character, that's for sure.
They like nothing like... I still like remember like glimpse of me like being fucking crazy, and their reaction on their face was just like, just like
we're from Garden Grove in Westminster in LA,
did not fucking faze them. They're just like,
absolutely not. Yeah.
Okay, Debbie. Like just like they just like talk with me, just like.
So outside of us, were you getting like weird reaction? Like people looked at you?
Oh, I'm sure. Like, yeah, like I still remember at the grocery store I freaked out. I still remember the glimpse of people like looking at me like not scared of me, but more like concerned. Like, is she okay?
Yeah,
like
even with the people you knew?
Oh, people I knew. I think overall everyone I know like has been still my friends, and they still like, but I think when it first happened, it really like it scared them, of course. Mm-hmm. They're just like, what's going on? But they weren't like scared of me. They're just like scared of the situation, like what do we do, because they never encountered this, and they're just like they're trying to reason with me, but they can't. And I'm usually a very reasonable person.
Yeah, she was like playing chess with you because you would say, oh, how about this, and you're like, and you had an answer, like a wild answer for each one, or why you can't do that, or we have to do this,
Yeah, it's like I mean,
really can't reason.
You can't reason with me, when I'm manic, you can't. But it's just like, I just remember just those moments of like with my friends and family, like just them being really terrified of like, not of me, but of just like of the situation. Like, what do we do? Like, how do we reach her?
Yeah, is Debbie ever gonna come back?
Is she ever gonna come back?
Yeah,
that was like my sister Donna and my dad. Like they would cry together, and they would just be like, Donna would cry and be like, will she ever come back?
Yeah.
But my dad would always be like, oh, like, she's gonna come back. Like, it's gonna be fine. And like, she'll be back. And so I'm back, bitches.
Sure enough,
you're back.
You're back. She's back.
And I mean, I feel like I was a little worried. Like, I didn't know what was gonna happen, but like I hung in there as long as I could. But these two, they're just like, yeah, she'll be back.
Well, my
so
response,
easily. Yeah. What was
my
your
response to her just being different? I didn't do anything other than just listen. I just listened to her, what she had to say, because she'll say like, "There's someone with us," and like, even though I don't see it, it doesn't mean it's not real. It's real to her. She sees it. So I'm listening. It's like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Who is
Tell
this
me
person?
about this person.
They were like, you would totally like question me, and I'm like, oh, someone actually is like not like questioning me, like questioning me in a way like they're actually like, no, tell me.
Do you feel like your brain relaxes a bit when someone's like, instead of like, no, Debbie, but they're like, go ahead, just like release it, whatever's on your mind, just like let it.
Yeah,
flow.
like imagine she sees someone, but I'm telling her she's not. There's nothing there.
Oh,
Like
there's
how
some
crazy
conflict.
she'll feel. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
is there something really there, or I'm flipping out?
Yeah.
And then she's gonna act on that, and it's just gonna get worse, and
Yeah.
she's gonna just be even more weird.
Yeah.
So I try to make it normal as possible. I remember this one time I didn't hear from Debbie from a long time, and she hit me up out of the blue and asked me if I wanted to go out for dinner.
Mhm.
I was like, sure. We went to an Italian restaurant,
Okay.
and you sat across from me, and then we're having our conversation, just catching up, and then you told me that you just got released from the hospital, and I was the first person you called.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I asked
Oh
her
God.
more about it, and she'll say there's different levels to it, and she was like in the group where it's highly not overlooked, but observed.
Yeah.
Because of like it was like the suicidal group or
Yes.
whatever it
Yes.
was.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were telling me about that, and then you told me about some guy that was sitting across from you calling you the devil and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the conversation, Debbie started covering up. And then she
Do
was
you
like
think
afraid.
that kind of
Yeah.
took you back to that moment, you think?
You know, gosh, I'm trying to remember. Like I'm trying to remember this conversation I had with him, but like no, I don't. It's kind of like there's certain things I do remember.
You told me that there was someone with us.
Okay.
And then you were like, I'm Debbie,
Ah.
right? I was like, yeah. I don't want it to be anyone else other than Debbie, you know? I don't want to be talking to a stranger.
Yeah.
I don't know
See,
you.
like I don't remember. See, these things like I remember little bits of it, but some things I don't remember. Obviously, don't remember everything. But especially when I just get out of the hospital, like I'm still like recovering. Like my mind is still recovering, and like you see a lot of shit too when you're in the hospital and like meet a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and everyone's like in different places in their mind. So you're just trying to make sense of everything.
Yeah.
But especially coming out of the hospital, like, yeah, sometimes you're still recovering from your manic episode and you're just like, yeah, like you're the stuff that you hear, like you're in your mind, those thoughts, they're like, is this really happening? Like, is this like, oh, am I talking to David? Like, oh, am I me? Am I Debbie?
Can you tell, was it something different? Like a different voice that you hear in your head, or is it your voice?
It's my voice. It's my voice.
But what is your voice? Is it acting like you, or is it like your
Disguising.
voice but disguised as your voice? Like, is it different personality? Like, as in, like, meaner, a little bit
It's
more
meaner, agitated. Like this
Yeah,
person is
Dark,
like
huh?
dark.
Mhm.
And I think my religious upbringing doesn't help it either.
Mhm,
I think it just feeds into that. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
anything-
I don't have like, of course I have like PTSD, anxiety, all that stuff from like, my mom crying and praying and
Mhm.
like, talking about Bible stuff
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
sinning and hell and all that stuff. And even me sometimes, like, if something bad happens, I'll, because of my conditioning, I'll be like, maybe I'm being punished by God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even me, even
Yeah.
for someone like me
Yeah.
that's like very rebellious and stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't want to believe in the Bible and stuff like
Mhm.
that, but because of my conditioning,
Yeah.
that happens. So I can only imagine your mind is already going into intense
Just
places
intense,
with the
of
chemistry
guilt.
and stuff.
Yeah, there's guilt. There's like, you're trying to reason out of something that you can't reason with. And like, yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, are you Debbie? Are you yourself? Are
Yeah.
you being like there's this, and I feel like this like presence too. Like there's almost like this heaviness on my chest, and then you're just like, then it feels like a nightmare that you're in. Like you're in a nightmare and you're like, I can't even tell if this is really happening or not. If this is a dream or if this is like reality.
That feels like a really, really bad like drug trip.
Yeah.
Like if I was on shrooms and I had a really bad trip or something like
I
that.
had
That's
a
what it.
couple bad trips before. That's bad. And you're stuck
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
stuck.
you're
and you're
stuck.
stuck.
for a long time.
Yeah.
So then when I'm stuck, I feel like I have to, my mind goes even crazier and does all these crazier
Because you're in a
things.
panic
you're
mode.
Because I'm
awake.
in panic mode and you're awake and you do crazier things to wake up.
Yeah.
That's what
Just
I try
like-
to do. Just
Damn, that sounds like a prison in your own
Yeah, for
mind.
example,
Exactly,
like when
exactly.
you were driving your car, you were trying to wake up and
yeah, I was like, a part of me was like, what if I drive this car off a cliff right
Yeah.
now so I could just wake up, or drive into
Oof.
a wall right now and just wake up because I cannot like, and then I'm not sleeping well. I'm like, it's just a whole bunch of variables that happen, and it's just like, yeah, you're losing it, and and there's like, how do you go back? You know, how do you go back to being reasonable again? And your family and friends are telling you things like, no, Debbie, like that's not happening. Like it's all in your head. And you're like, oh my God, like what? Like what's in my head? Like I don't know what, like I'm trying to understand what's real and what's not. And you're telling me
she's having a bad trip for weeks.
Yeah, man.
Can you imagine that? Like you know you're gonna get out of a bad trip within a couple hours, but
even a couple hours feel like eternity.
Yeah, it feels like eternity, but you were like in for weeks.
Yeah, I was in it, man. I was in it, and so no, I'm just really thankful that I made out of it, and who knows, like stronger and stuff like that, and like knock on wood, you know, like
knock on wood.
Hopefully, like it doesn't happen again, but if it does, like I just know, like I have people that love and care about me, and hopefully it will just be like, Debbie, we're at this place again.
Yeah, we know.
We're at this place again, but, you know, we're here for you. Like, just know, like, it's going to be okay. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
But with experience, you know the steps to get out of it.
Exactly. I realize
your family, too.
It gets shorter and shorter, the manic episodes. Like, it's not as, I'm not, like, having it.
What triggers it?
I wish I knew. If I knew exactly what triggered it, I would, you know, I would stop it. But it's like new things.
Her hectic lifestyle at that time because she was working on set.
No, on set.
Or in the office. You work in the office. There's really mean people that were really abusing her.
It's like when I
so very stressful moments.
Especially in production.
Anxiety and also not sleeping at night. Yeah. And that, I think that really does something. Because, I mean, already, you know how it feels like when
her house is haunted, too.
That, too, is what they say.
It is. I've seen haunted. A chair move.
Yes. As Joseph mentioned. And Liz mentioned.
Even that.
Oh my God, they're so curious.
I
love the paranormal.
I love that whole afterlife because thing. Like I've been in the house for so long, like I've never seen any abnormal.
But it got you when you were weak and vulnerable.
I mean, that could be it too. Who knows? You know, who knows?
I just watch a lot of horror movies.
Be gone.
Who will ever know? But be gone.
Be gone. Be gone. Be gone, spirit.